In this course, you're going to learn how to draft a basic bodice block pattern with very easy steps that are very beginner friendly. So let's get started by looking at the tools that we're going to need in order to draft the basic bodice block. We have our rulers, our straight and curved rulers, measuring tape, pair of scissors, marker, and of course the pattern drafting paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my pattern drafting paper at the center, and this will give me the center front for the front and center back for the back bodies. Then after folding, I'm going to start drafting, starting from the folded side. So this is the open side. Our measurements will start from the folded side. And before I start drafting, I'm going to draw a straight line that is 1 inch away from the top. This is just going to be my starting point. Then I'm going to get my neck width measurement by placing the measuring tape around the neck, then divide by 6. So whatever you find as your neck width, you're going to mark it right here from the folded side, not from the open side. So make sure all your measurements are starting from your folded center front or center back. So I'm just going to mark my neck width measurements right here. Then after marking my neck width measurements, I'm going to mark my shoulder to shoulder measurements. I'll place the measuring tape from one tip of my shoulder to the other, then divide by 2. And I also add 1/2 inch of seam allowance. So this is my shoulder measurement. Then next, I'm going to slant my shoulder or shoulder slope. So I'll come down by 1 inch from the shoulder measurement line in order to slant my shoulder. Then I'm going to connect from here to my neck width mark. So I'm just going to connect, as you can see, with my ruler. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to determine my neck depth measurement. So you can determine how deep you want your neckline to be for the front. So for the front, usually it's between 3 to 4 inches. And then for your back bodies, it's just 1 inch for your neck depth. Then next, I'm going to curve my neckline. I'm going to get my French curve and curve my neckline, as you can see me do. Then now we have our beautiful neckline, as you can see. The next, we'll measure the shoulder to bust measurement by placing the measuring tape from the tip of the shoulder down to the bust. But before we do that, let's mark our armhole. So I'm going to measure my armhole measurement by placing the measuring tape around my armhole, then divide by 2. So I'm just marking that armhole measurement, which is 8 inches. Then I'm going to draw a straight line down to the 8 inch from the slanted shoulder down. Then I'll extend it outward. So I'm just going to extend this line to the other side, as you can see me do. Then later I'll shape my armhole, but before I shape my armhole, let's find the shoulder to bust measurement. Placing the measuring tape from the shoulder down to the bust line. So my shoulder to bust is 10 inches. Then we're going to draw a horizontal line across on the 10 inches. Then next, we're going to find the shoulder to waist measurement. Place the measuring tape from the shoulder down to the waist. Then we're going to draw a horizontal line across. Then finally, we'll find the shoulder to hip measurement by simply doing the same thing we just did up. So it's the shoulder to waist. The next, we'll find the shoulder to hip measurement. And also at the hip line, we'll add hemming allowance of 1 inch. So I'm just going to draw a horizontal line, as you can see, another horizontal line. Then next we can shape our armhole. So let's move on to shape our armhole. So I'm going to find, let me just label the bust, waist, and hip before we go to the armhole. Okay, so now we're going to find the midpoint of the armhole line. I'll place the measuring tape from here, find the midpoint, and that midpoint is going to help us to shape the armhole. So on the midpoint, I'm going to go inwards by 1/2 inch. Then at this angle, I'm going to go inwards here by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect the points with my curve ruler, and I'll shape my armhole. I'll connect this point, that point, and outwards. There to out. There. So I'm just going to get my curve ruler. If you don't have the French curve ruler, you can just use your free hand. There's no harm, so long as it looks beautiful and well aligned. So I'm just going to shape my armhole, as you can see me do. So you can see that our bodice block is shaping out beautifully. Yeah? So one part is for the back armhole and the other one is for the front armhole. Then next, I'm going to find my bust circumference measurement, divide by 4. Then I'm also going to add seam allowance. I'll go to my waist. I'm going to do the same. So there I have my bust circumference, divide by 4 plus seam allowance. I'm going to mark it over there. I'm going to go on my waistline. I'm going to do the same. And over to my hip line, I'll do the same. So this is my waist circumference, divide by 4 plus seam allowance and ease. You can add ease depending on the style of pattern you want. You can add ease 1/2 inch, or if you want it loose, you can add more. Then connect the points to shape the bodice block. So remember, this bodice block was on fold. Once you open it, you're going to have the front, the 2 sides for the front. Then you can duplicate another one like this one in order to make the back side. So basically, this is how you make your basic bodice block with very easy steps. It's as easy as that, guys. So let me just cut it out for you